don't know why we come out so early and just stand around here and do this. I'm sitting here just goofing off. Oreo cookie. All right, let's go. Hell yeah. Gotta love this. Practice. This you like. All right, triple count. Silent three. Wide right. Two jet all go benders. We cross. Let's go. Silent three. Hurry up, hurry up. Wider left. Bundle. Hurry up. What?
Said make sure you run the ball. Don't throw a looker.
What does he think, I'm stupid? All right, let's go now. Let's go. We can change the game right here.
Brett looking towards the middle. He's got Jennings. Touchdown! And there it is, a monumental milestone in a legendary career. Favre has passed Dan Marino to become the National Football League's all-time leading touchdown passer.
Put her in the old vice. Put her in the old vice. Put her in the old vice.
I love you. I love you too.
Nice game.
Thank you.
You're still okay.
Every once in a while I can play.
Get it done.
Let's get a little break for Mike Sherman here. Let's get a little Sugar Bear on three. Look at that face back there. Sugar Bear on three. 1, 2, 3. Sugar Bear. Woo! We love you, Mike.
I have fun playing the game, period.
Hey, look at Snyder. He looks like the hunchback from Notre Dame. Quasi White Shoes Moto.
I'm going to have fun along the way. Otherwise, you make it too hard on yourself and your teammates.
Let's go out and play our game now. Let's go Yip Cabbage on three. 1, 2, 3. Yip Cabbage!
I don't say it too often. That actually goes back to a guy by the name of Ronnie Abear. Everyone Gulf Coast, Mississippi knows Ronnie Abear. He rode his bike everywhere. And his saying was either yep soybeans or yep cabbage.
Yip Cabbage!
They still have no clue what it means. Of course, I don't either.
Come on now. Hey, we got to use our head, John. Come on, you're better than that.
What you've seen right here,
Come on.
that's about as tough as I'll ever be on the guys.
Don't slide outside unless there's a guy out there.
As a quarterback, a lot is put on our shoulder. You have to sometimes be a motivator
Let's get it in. First drive right here. Let's go.
as well as a teacher.
Do you feel like you got him beat? Take your corner. If he's running with you like this, square it out.
A lot is asked of you. That's why we get a lot of the credit and we get a lot of the blame.
Blue, 58, 30%.
Throw it away. Throw it away. Throw it away. Holy smoke. I mean, he's all over the joint here.
Make the switch. Put in the other quarterback. Come on.
Mike was tough on me, but he was fair.
Wait a minute.
You all right?
It's a tough place to get the ball.
I know. I'm calm.
The coaches that he hired for me couldn't have been better. Mooch and Andy and Marty. Just great guys to work for.
You know what, Andy? I love you, man.
I can tell you numerous times that those guys would take a lot of the heat for me.
What happened on the screen? Why'd we run that?
That's me.
Why?
That's me.
Why is it you?
That's me. I sent in the wrong thing.
The formation?
Right, that's short. I sent it in.
He covered for me. And probably Mike knew too. I mean, he's no fool, but somebody had to get yelled at. Fortunately, it was them most of the time.
There's Mr. Miyagi up here on the team on the board. Oh, yeah. Wax on, wax off.
I did like Karate Kid, but I was a little bit surprised that he was at one of our games.
How you doing?
You thought I was taller than this, huh?
And I was even more surprised he just walked up on the sidelines and started talking to me.
How about Mr. Miyagi coming up talking to me?
I think he'd been drinking a little bit.
How about far west left slot pass 396 V Omaha?
All right, 396. Go. Make it happen.
Early in my career, you don't have any footage of me suggesting something and him saying, hey, go make it happen. You know, he would have said, hey, knucklehead, shut up.
No more rocket balls, please.
Well, I was chinged up.
No, I know.
Look at this, kid. High school. Take a look. Woo!
I mean, I can remember my plays in high school. I can remember my plays in college.
My first game ever, 5th grade jamboree, 3 touchdowns running. I got in the end zone, the guy pulled my pants down.
And I had my Fruit of the Looms on, and we didn't wear jocks in 5th grade. As I crossed the goal line, one of the kids pulled my pants down. As elated as I was so embarrassed, but I knew right then this position was for me.
I got to see this. This Favre out here. Brett Favre.
To hear things like this, to hear people say, you know, I would pay X amount of money to go watch Brett Favre play. It may be good, it may be bad, but I love to watch him play. That's the way I play the game. I think people appreciate that.
I want an autographed jersey.
I'm going to get you one. We're going to send it to you this week.
Whether they're the enemy or they're fans, I'd like to think I'm pretty exciting, and I'd like to think I put on a show.
The day arrives when even institutions disappear. The Late Show once lost Johnny Carson. The Orioles lost Cal Ripken. College basketball lost Bobby Knight. And now the Packers have lost Brett Favre. Other than his supercharged arm and his gunslinger's mentality, Brett Favre was one of us. We've suffered through what he suffered through. We've cried over the same things he has. Aside from all the big hits he absorbed through the years, we felt so much of what he did. We've identified with him more than any other football player and maybe any other athlete, which is why he was one of us. He's been as human as the people on the streets of Green Bay. He made mistakes on his job just the way we all do. The very last throw of his NFL career was an error, an interception in overtime of the NFC Championship game, and yet he was strong enough to still leave the game, knowing his legacy is intact. But there was more that made him like us. When Packers wide receiver Javon Walker considered holding out of training camp a few years ago, Favre ripped him the way callers to sports talk radio would. Favre didn't like the idea of a player not honoring his contract the way we don't like the idea of a player not honoring his contract. Favre spoke for us. He acted for us when he checked himself into rehab earlier in his career to battle the type of addiction that has afflicted our families, our friends, and too many people in this world. It was that type of strength that made Favre think he could make throws he couldn't and do things that athletically we have all fantasized about doing. We wanted to heave the downfield throw into the arms of an open receiver in a Super Bowl just like Favre did. We wanted to jaw with Warren Sapp. We wanted to play in the cold, in the snow, and run around as if we were in our backyards, as Favre did in the yard that became his own, Lambeau Field. The quarterback we cheered gained our respect because he was forced to endure the everyday events we all battle in our own lives. Favre's father, Big Irv, died of a heart attack in December 2003, and Favre still went out and played the very next night, as if the football field were his haven for healing. He got another phone call a mere 10 months later that his wife Deanna's brother, Casey Tynes, was killed in an ATV accident. And then, shortly after, Deanna Favre was diagnosed with breast cancer, completing the hat trick of tragedies that Favre was handed. His life, an allegedly glamorous life, turned out to be no safer from heartache than ours. When Hurricane Katrina hit all of us, it hit Favre's family too, wiping out the home he grew up in. And in the end, this was the most significant difference between Favre and us. The adversity he faced, the sadness he experienced, the lessons he learned, all unfolded in front of us every Sunday for the football world to see. He went from young, single, and wild to older, married, and gray, following the path that other lives do. Only our lives went on in private. His went on in public. Yet all along, from the time he entered the league with his name being mispronounced on draft day, to the time he packed up his football gear one final time, Favre was one of us. Now he walks away from his day job and into the sunset, into retirement, the way so many of us dream of doing one day.